Callie, on a scale from 1 to 10,
What?
how serious were you taking this little 8 month thing?
I was taking it 100% serious. I got
Right.
100%
emotionally
serious.
I got emotionally involved because I've never done anything like this, you guys. Like I'm not no bimbo, right? But at the same time, I wanted to try something different and see if it would work out. There's nothing wrong with giving it a
Fair enough.
chance.
Fair enough.
And I mean, yeah, I waited 8 months. There was 8 months of conversation, getting to know. There were also things that happened, things that I went through. There was conversations that happened that made me believe. But at the same time, it's like I understand once you tell me something like, oh, any type of uncertainty about closing distance, then I'm gonna be like, all right, well, I got my answer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, poor me.
Right.
I'm gonna move
So,
on and do what I need to do. But the whole purpose of me trying that was really just to see, okay, can this work for me? Is this something that could lead to more,
so,
or is it not
so
work?
ultimately, what I'm trying to point out is this isn't really advice to her because she was already taking the advice. She asked a very serious, she was serious about this for 8 months. And then she got to a crossroad where she needed to know whether how serious he was. And when she said, I'm willing to move, and he said, nah, I'm good, she already knew he wasn't serious.
But she's
So
still in this dynamic though.
how on a
She's
scale from 1 to 10,
still
hold on, wait. On a scale from 1 to 10, how serious are you taking him now? Last week or so?
I'm not taking him serious now. Now I'm questioning everything. Now I'm like, all right, bro, like we gotta sit down and have a conversation.
no,
The
you
reason
don't.
why I gotta I still gotta you're right. I don't have to do anything. We don't have to do anything.
No,
But
go ahead. Go ahead.
what I was gonna say is that I haven't had the opportunity. He hasn't responded yet. So I'm gonna give him the opportunity to respond before I respond.
You
So that's
shouldn't
all I'm
even
saying.
respond. You should just move on with your life. But
Mm.
you ain't got to take my advice. But the problem is, again, not knowing how to vet men is what gets ladies in situations like this. And I hate that you're in this situation, Callie. I hope when you get off this broadcast tonight, you dead this situation with him without any closure. There's no need to closure. Bro, sometimes these women need to know how to just cut their losses and move on. They stay so emotionally attached to some
How do
guys.
you know that works for her?
Bro, listen.
She's telling you I want closure, and you're telling her don't get closure.
If you let me finish, you can tell me you disagree with me at the end. I'm saying she's been on this emotional roller coaster for 8 months.
No, she haven't.
Okay, Callie.
She just
Apparently,
told me about
I
this a
can't
week
speak
ago.
for you. Apparently, I can't speak for you, but Sweeney can. Sweeney can tell me when you're invested somehow.
The thing is, it's not a I don't want to get it confused. I'm not one I've cut people off without saying anything because of how they've acted and what they've done. I've done that before. I just wanted to try a different approach because obviously if I was single before I met him, what I was doing wasn't working. So I wanted to look within myself and try something different, maybe react a little differently, maybe not rush to just closing something off and try to see, is there something going on? So that is the reason why, and mind you, this just happened. It's not like this has been going on for 8 months and now it's like
Thank you.
horrible and everything. For 8 months, we have been good. Nothing's happened
Oh,
up
no,
until this moment, which I mean is fine if you believe differently.
I'm
But
fine.
at this time, what sparked this conversation was this. So I'm just saying the reason why I even did this was because I just wanted to try something different. I wanted to give it a chance. I don't
I'm
think
gonna
there's
ask one
anything wrong
last
with saying
question,
yes.
and I'm not gonna ask you nothing else about this situation because it ain't my business.
He
Mhm.
lying.
During this 8 month process that you was dealing with him, did you
Mhm.
get what you needed during that time?
You mean physically or like what do
No.
you
Oh
mean?
shit.
Just
Yeah.
did you
That can't be mine. Yeah, answer that.
during the 8 month journey? Were you getting what you need throughout month one? Did you get what you needed for month one? During month two, did you get what you needed
No,
for
of
month?
course of course there was room for other things that I wanted that I wasn't able to
No, no,
get.
no.
So
I
I don't want to lie
understand
and
you.
say
No, no, no.
100% I was getting.
I understand you weren't getting 100%.
Hmm.
But what I'm saying, were you getting what you needed to stay on this ride?
Of course, because I'm not, if I felt that I wasn't, I would have jumped off the ship a long time ago. Like, I understand I'm not an ugly person. I understand it's not hard for me to meet someone that's going to be attracted to me. I don't think I'm not that insecure. I know that I can meet someone that is either in my city or in the city that I plan on moving into that will treat me right. I had
And-
just go ahead.
And no, I'm done with saying it. I'm just say Sweeney. And Sweeney, based on that answer she just gave, tells me that this is a wrong vetting process. Because if a woman is getting what she needs from a man, that I don't know how far away he is, but he ain't close.
Yeah.
And almost a year of her life invested into something like this, that is a horrible vetting job, because at this point, the guy should be strongly considering her for his wife, as Darwin would say, if he was marriage minded. He's like, yo, ain't no man spending no 8 months with a woman that he just cannot see being his wife if he's marriage minded.
Jesus.
And it ain't about marriage at this point. It's just 8 months is a long time. Y'all stop acting like that's 2 weeks. That's a long time. But I ain't got
This is 8 months of FaceTiming, bro.
Hold on, y'all met online, you said?
Yeah.
Damn, you never saw him in person.
We've just been FaceTiming. He'll FaceTime me when he's at home. We'll fall asleep on the phone. That type of stuff.
She said she was in a relationship.
He got somebody else, man.
She said she was in a
relationship. You ain't heard from him in a week. Is it possible he in jail?
Sound like a catfish.
He's never wanted to like fly into town to see you.
That nigga's chat GPT, bro. With a
there was
AI video.
He said that there were some things that had happened which caused him to not be able to, and then I had ended up moving, and I was going through some things as well where I couldn't go out to see him either because I was going through some personal things. So a portion of that time was also myself, because personally I dealt with a lot of things that I had to take care of, and going out to that state wasn't an option for me because I had to get myself together in this predicament. But I didn't want to lose sight of him or make him feel like I'm not interested or I don't want to be with him, because that wasn't true. I truly was actually just going through something personally.
When you're on FaceTime, is his face still or is it moving?
Moving. He'll like walk around. He like showed me his mom, his brother. Like I met them on FaceTime, stuff like that.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I just wanted to clear that up.
So
that's my last question is, you said you didn't go to that state. Are you telling me you are states away?
Yeah.
That ain't no damn long distance.
No,
you 30 minutes, you hour and a half away.
No, I mean like I'm on the West Coast and he's on the East Coast.
Okay, you 2-hour flight away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that they don't want you.
Flying a
Rocket
Airlines,
man,
2 hours.
Y'all not. This is the thing. This was understand this.
Like,
Callie, do you have a problem?
Hold
on, wait, Callie, do you have a problem being single?
No.
You ain't got like when you alone at your crib, and at the end of the night after you done got off a long day at work, do you have an issue being single?
No, I don't. I was single for 3 years before. So I don't mind taking the time that it takes to like do what I need to do, because I do a lot of stuff. I work a lot. I work.
Right. So the reason why I asked that question, Callie, is for a level of understanding I need to have. Having a motherfucker that you only got to FaceTime from time to time is a fucking walk in the park at that point.
Yeah.
It's not serious. Like, I know that you heart, like in your heart took it serious, but to like help, like for Will to understand and for me to understand, this is not a serious like case for you where you like your whole heart was in it and you about to break down and cry tomorrow. This is something like, this isn't like when we talk about, oh man, she wasted 8 months of her life. She was single to 3 years before that. Having a motherfucker to talk to every night is a walk in the park at that point. In comparison to her being single.
So basically, saying she was already conditioned for the.
She was already conditioned for a situation where she could just, all right, I'm about to FaceTime this guy. Hey, I like you. Yeah, I like you too. Here's my mom. Oh, that's nice. And then she get off the phone, go to work, come back, smiles all on her face. So I get to talk to my dude again on FaceTime. This shit was a walk in the park. If she lose him tomorrow, she's not gonna lose sleep over this.
That's crazy work. You met his mama before you met him?
No, well, no, like it was like he was in the thing and he was like, say hi to my mom, and then he was like, say hi to my brother and my nephew.
You met this man family and this man. That is crazy. Y'all just got a FaceTime marriage.
So you on house arrest?
This is like being on, like she was basically treating this motherfucker like one of them goddamn
virtual
sex hotline shit, motherfucker. Like, you know,
y'all had phone sex. Then.
Wait, why are we saying all this on the
exactly? We know it.
Hey, come on, man. I'm not about to say it. This shit wasn't serious.
Did you see his whole body?
Yeah.
Did you see? Okay.
Sweeney, how you gonna say what was serious and what wasn't serious?
This shit was not.
Hold on.
Did you see his whole body?
Yeah, I wasn't in the wheelchair.
It wasn't anything crazy. It literally
no, Callie.
Hold on. Was the walls like brick and cream?
No.